Namaste, beautiful mama, and welcome to your Medshield Movement Prenatal Yoga series with me, Cami from Connect with Cami Be Yoga. What you'll be needing for this practice are some pillows. Perhaps you can just pull them off the couch, maybe a rolled up towel, and if you don't have a yoga strap, you can take your bathrobe strap and just keep it handy just in case we'll need to pull this in. We are going to begin this practice seated in whatever is a comfortable seated position for you. So if you already feel here that you are quite constricted with space, you can opt to pop your hips up on that pillow to allow more space for the knees to just soften. So coming into that comfortable space, sitting up as tall as you can, and just come to close the eyes or soften the gaze. Palms are just resting on the knees, fingers nice and soft. As we just take a few moments here together to find our breath. Not worrying if the breath is moving in and out through the nose or in and out through the mouth. Just coming to find it, to notice it. And then just to arrive into the space on the mat, let's take 3 big clearing breaths together. Take a nice deep inhale in. Big sigh out the mouth. Again, just like that, inhale into the belly. Sigh it out the mouth. Last time, inflating into belly. And softening out the mouth. And now just becoming a little more aware and intentional with your breath, whatever that may look like or feel like. And just invite your breath as a companion through this practice. Gently fluttering the eyes open. We're going to take the right hand down to the ground and reach that left arm right up over you. Try and keep both sit bones down into the ground. Inhale as you bring yourself up. And as you exhale, take left hand down, right hand over. Inhale as we bring it up. Move with that breath as best as you can. Exhale over. Inhale it up. Exhale over. Inhaling it up. One more time, both sides. Right hand down, left hand reaches past. Inhaling it all the way up. And exhale it over. Inhale as you bring yourself all the way up. And as you exhale, hands move through and down to the floor. Keeping the sit bones as far back as you can. And begin to just walk your hands forward. Now this totally depends on where you're at in your pregnancy, how far forward you can go, how much space you have between floor and belly. So just going to a space that feels comfortable for you and then softening there. Chin into chest, shoulders away from ears. And if you've forgotten about that breath, just bring awareness back to it. On your next inhale, we begin to draw ourselves all the way up. And you're going to push yourself up and over into a tabletop position. Spreading nicely into the fingers, pushing through the tops of the toes. And we're going to begin to make really small circles here. So you want to think of drawing the shoulders past the wrists and pushing the hips gently back to heels. Containing this movement, warming up into wrists, becoming aware of maybe how the body is feeling today on the mat. Pause and move these small circles in the opposite direction. And then coming to find stillness. And if you can, make these circles as big as you can. So push those hips all the way back to the heels. Continue this big circular motion. Try and move as slowly, as mindfully as you can. Feeling into the fingers, feeling through the tops of the toes. There might be a little creaks and cracks here and there. Pause and move it in the opposite direction. coming to find stillness. Making sure that you're in a nice, comfortable tabletop position. Maybe, again, just depending on where you're at in your pregnancy, allowing more space for the belly by separating the knees slightly wider than the hips if you need to. On an inhale, very gentle heart opener. Try and draw the shoulders away from ears just so the heart can shine through and you gaze just in front of your mat. As we exhale, round and curl, try draw chin into chest, opening up through the back of the shoulders, push the floor away. Again, nice and slowly, just gazing beyond that front line of your mat, tailbone slightly drawing up. And as you exhale, really pushing the floor away, heart draws through shoulders. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, heart shines through, gazing just in front of the mat. Exhale, pushing the floor away, chin into chest. 1 last round. Inhale, nice and slowly, gazing forward. Keeping the arms straight. Exhale, push the floor away, chin draws into chest. Coming into a nice neutral spine. If you can, draw big toes, knees together to touch. We're going to extend just the right leg straight back behind you. Flex those toes back and kick the back heel away. If this is enough for you today, you can stay here. If you feel that you can and you would like to explore, you reach the left hand forward, spread into the fingers. If that's too much for you, keep that left hand down to the ground. So here you've got mama's choice, either opposite hand to opposite leg, holding it here for a few breaths, or keeping that left hand down on the ground, honoring where you're at in your body and what's going on. Keep breathing. Gently lowering either both hand and leg back down or just the leg. Repeating that on the other side. So the left leg will kick back, straight back behind you. Maybe this side is feeling a little more stable or a little more unstable. That's fine. Yogi's choice here. Keeping just that leg or floating the right hand up, spreading into the fingers, gazing to that top line of your mat. Find your breath. And gently taking it down. Taking the knees again, either hip distance or slightly wider apart. You're going to kick the right heel up to the sky. Keep the knee bent. And we're going to pulse into this leg, into this foot 10 times. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here. Breathe. Repeating that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Find your breath. 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gently take that leg down. Push the hips back to heels. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out the mouth. Again, nice deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out. 1 more time. Everything in and out. Repeating that on the other side. Bringing ourselves up. Left heel kicks up to the sky. Knee stays bent. Let's pulse it 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it here. Find a breath. Again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that knee down, mama. Push the hips back to heels. Maybe even pulling the hands slightly closer so you're finding yourself in a really comfortable position. And finding those 3 slow breaths. In and sigh out. Just resetting. Allowing that heartbeat to slow down. Breathing into baby. And then you're slowly going to bring yourself up. Walk those hands just in front of the shoulders. Fingers nice and spread. Draw the knees just back from the hips. Tuck the toes. And flip those hips up to the sky, finding your first downward facing dog. Now again, just depending on how far along you are in your pregnancy, you might need to make more space for the belly, in which case you walk your feet slightly further apart. You can go as wide as the mat if you need to, keeping the knees slightly bent so we find the length in our spine, spreading into the fingers and looking right through the thighs. Let's keep the right knee bent and draw the left heel down to the ground. Breathing into that back line of your body. And swapping it over, other side. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. And slowly drawing both heels down to the ground, bending into both the knees, gaze forward, and really slowly walk to the top of your mat as best as you can. Keep the knees bent, the legs as wide apart as you need to. Connect opposite hand, opposite elbow, chin draws into chest. And gently sway side to side. Releasing the hands down to the floor, bend deeper into the knees. Allow the hands to soften off the ground and round up through each vertebra for a count of 5 until you find yourself standing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shrug those shoulders right up, back and down. Soften the toes, keeping the feet as wide apart as you need to feel comfortable. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bend into the knees, fold it forward and down to the ground. Chin draws into chest. Inhale, hands slide up to shins. Find a tabletop spine. And as you exhale, you fold this forward. Again, your knees can be bent through this whole movement. Relax the hands down to the floor. If you need to, bend deeper into the knees to support the lower back. Round through that spine. Count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to stand, shrugging those shoulders right up, back and down. 2 more times like that. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, folding it forward and down. Find your breath. Inhale to find length, hands to shins, gazing just in front of the mat. Exhale, folding in towards yourself. Releasing the hands to the floor. Bending into the knees and rounding through the spine. 5, 4, unclench the toes. 3, 2, 1. Shrugging shoulders one last time. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, folding it forward and down. Feeling nice and warm in the bodies now. Inhale, finding that length. Exhale, hugging yourself towards yourself. Releasing the hands to the floor, supporting the spine, bending the knees. Count to 5 to roll it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shrug those shoulders right up, back and down. So standing at the top of your space, feet hip distance or wider apart. Placing the hands on the belly, close the eyes or soften the gaze. Come back to that breath that we brought awareness to in the start of the practice. And as you stand here, connecting to baby through the palms of your hands, just see if you can stand with a little more length, head above heart, heart above hips. Feet grounding you into the earth. Staying with that breath awareness, gently fluttering the eyes open. So we're at the top of our space, feet hip distance or wider apart. We're going to move into a chair pose. So allowing enough space for the belly, for the feet to ground you. Bend your knees, reach the arms right up to the sky. Now already here, mamas, having our hands up above our heads is going to increase our heart rate as well as using the biggest muscles in our bodies and our legs. So just honoring the body. If you need to have a break, take a break. Inhale together, reach it up, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands to the hearts. Repeating that 2 more times. Chair pose, Utkatasana, bending the knees, pushing the hips back, reach those arms up. Spread into the fingers. Soften into the feet. Hold an imaginary tennis ball between your chin and chest. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands to the hearts. One last time. Bend the knees, reach those arms all the way up. see if maybe you can soften a little deeper here. Reaching the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Coming to stand with your feet hip distance apart or wider. Inhale, reach those arms up. As we exhale, folding it forward and down, keeping a soft bend into your knees if you need to. Inhale, find a nice tabletop spine, hands to shins. And as you exhale, you're going to step the right foot to the back right edge of your space. Heel toe the left foot to the outer edge of your mat. So this is where, mama, if this already feels quite intense and quite deep, where you can either pull in your rolled up towel or your 2 firm pillows, whatever you need to, just to give you more height under the hands. And if that's not finding comfort in your body, then lower the back knee down to the ground. So depending where you're at, honoring that stage and phase, holding here, not the breath, just the pose. And then either removing the prop from out underneath your hands if it was there, rooting down through that right hand, and you're going to come into a gentle twist, left hand up to the sky. Holding here. Remember, mama, you can keep that back leg lifted or drop the knee down to the ground. So just moving into whichever phase, even if you need to oscillate between the two, you can. Just do so mindfully, listening to the body. Releasing that left hand down to the ground. You're going to, if that back knee was on the ground, lift it off. And we're going to step the right foot to the outside of our right hand. Heel toe the feet wider if you need to, again to allow space for the belly. Toes are facing out. Lower the hips down to the ground. So if you have your heels lifting here and you're unable to find space, you're going to roll your mat up and allow the heels to have a little bit of leverage. Hands move to that heart. If your heels are not lifting, you don't need to roll your mat. It is quite an intense space to be in, so try and find some grace here, maybe even a little smile to the face. One more breath. Gently releasing the hands down, rolling the mat out, and stepping it back, downward facing dog, just for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale in. Big sigh out. Bending into the knees, gaze forward. Step to the top of your space or walk to the top of your space. Whatever your body's allowing you to do as you exhale, fold. Inhale, reach our arms all the way up. And exhale, hands move to the heart. And then straight onto the belly, just for a moment of connection. Inhaling into the palms of your hands. Exhale out the palms. Breathing into baby, inhale. And as you exhale, drawing belly, just giving baby a little hug. One last time, inhaling into the hands. And exhaling, drawing belly button to baby. Releasing the hands to the floor, or rather beside your hips. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, folding it down. Inhale to lengthen, hands to shins. And as you exhale, you're going to step the left leg to the back left edge of your space. Heel toe the right foot to the outer right edge. Again, mama, you can pull in a prop here underneath the hands if you need to. Honoring where you're at, keeping the back knee lifted or lowering it down to the floor. Holding it here for a few breaths, where the leg is extended up to the sky or knee down to the earth. Keep trying to hug that right knee in towards the right shoulder. And if you had a prop underneath your hands now, just gently remove it, rooting down through the left hand. Right hand reaches you up to the sky. If you need to lower that back knee down, you may do so. Keep finding your breath. Taking that hand back down to earth. And in 1, 2, or 3 steps, or as best as you can, you're coming into that yogi squat. Lowering the hips down to the ground. Remembering you can opt to roll your mat up to give your heels a little bit more grounding. Hands move to that heart. Pushing palms together. Closing the eyes. Maybe even a gentle smile to the face. One more breath. And then releasing the hands down to the earth and stepping your feet back, downward facing dog. Again, taking a nice deep breath in. Big sigh out. Lowering the knees down to the ground. Big toes together, knees stay as wide as your mats. Push your hips back to heels. Now, again, allowing enough space for the belly. You might need to prop something for the arms to rest on so the belly doesn't get squashed to the ground. Or if there is still enough space, you extend those arms out in front of you and lower the head down to the floor. Relax the shoulders and the elbows wherever you are. Nice slow breaths. On your next inhale, you walk the hands back towards the knees. Slide hips off of heels. Plant the feet on the floor. And you're going to slowly make your way down to the ground. So again, just honoring where you're at in your pregnancy. If you are quite far along, you can move over to the side. Gently lower yourself down to the ground. Roll onto your back. And then take right knee into the right armpit, left knee into the left armpit, always allowing space for the belly. Maybe even a gentle rock here, side to side. And then finding some stillness. You can plant the left foot on the floor and take your bathrobe strap or yoga strap if you have one around the right foot. Kick that leg up to the sky. If your strap is long enough, allow the elbows to just rest beside you and gently pull that leg in towards your chest or towards your nose. You're going to just extend left leg up, swap it out. Right foot roots you down to the ground with knee bent. Pull that leg towards you. If you can, keep the toes flexed so the toes are drawing downwards and the heels kicking up. Elbows beside you, tucked in. Fingers soft. And then just gently releasing that foot. Taking the strap out to the side. And taking left knee into left armpit, right knee into right armpit. Just taking it here for a moment. If your body allows you to, bring the soles of the feet together, wrap the hands around the outer edges of your feet and gently draw them in like a little hanging bat from the tree. Maybe even a gentle sway into the hips, into the pelvis. If it feels good, if not, stay in stillness. And then, as best as you can right now in the body, you're going to draw and hug those knees in towards you. Gentle rock from side to side. Taking a nice deep inhale in. As you exhale, right leg extends down to the right edge of your space. Take a nice deep inhale in. And exhale, left leg extends down to the left edge of your space. Making sure that you are as comfortable as you can be on the mat. Now, if you are not finding comfort here, you can opt to pop a pillow underneath the head or just bend the knees to find a little more softness in the hips and in the lower back. You may even just knock the knees in towards each other, completely surrendering. Hands can be placed palms flat on the belly, elbows supported by the ground beneath you. And just coming into a few moments of stillness, of connection. Just as we started, let's take a nice deep inhale into our bellies, into our hands. Soft sigh out. Again, a nice deep inhale in. Soft sigh out. One last time, everything in and out. And now just allowing the breath to find its own rhythm. Allow your fingers to soften, your toes to release. Allow the tongue to fall away from the top of the palate as it gently comes to rest in the bottom of the mouth. And just softening to the sounds around you, the space around you, for everything that it is and for everything that it isn't. Knowing right now that the baby is listening to your heartbeat. That baby too now gets a time to relax and to soften. If you have more time to stay here, I encourage you to do so. Otherwise, you can begin to find little movements in fingers and toes. And when you're ready to stretch the arms right up over your head, point your feet away from you. And then hugging knees in towards your chest as best as you can, allowing space for the belly. Rolling over to the left-hand side. And then gently pushing yourself all the way up, taking your time, no rush, to meet me in a comfortable seated position of your choice. And this time taking one hand to the belly and the other hand to the heart. Closing the eyes or softening the gaze. And one last time, let's take a nice full deep belly breath in. And a gentle sigh out. Drawing chin into chest. The love and light within me honors, sees and shares the love and light within you. Namaste, Mama.